When it comes to what's happening in Wayne County and the North Carolina area, look no further than Taylor House Publishing. If you have a story that needs to be told, please contact us via email at taylorhousepublishing@gmail.com.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode from Taylor House Publishing. Today I have the current Register of Deeds, Ms. Constance Coram, here to tell you about some of the things that have been going on behind the scenes with the Register of Deeds and also her budget. But first of all, you were elected when?
In 2019 of December. November of 2019.
Okay, so you took office in 2020.
I took office in November of 2019. December of 2019. I was supposed to have taken office on the 1st of December, but because my prior boss convinced someone to challenge my win, and so my win was challenged twice, and it took the NAACP to come in to say enough is enough. She won this election, and let's let her get started. So I was able to start on the 15th of December.
All right, so even when you first started, though, did you encounter more problems in the performance of you trying to take office, for you trying to implement things? What type of things did you have to deal with?
Whenever I first started office, on the 15th, I had nothing, no seal, no idea as to how to get started. All of the paperwork that I needed to transfer office was removed from the office. I had no seal, so that meant I had to be in the office 24. Every minute.
So the seal means like when somebody needs to stamp your seal to say you did it. So you didn't have that.
Didn't have that, and also I could not allow my deputies or an assistant to do anything because they had not been sworn into office, and I couldn't swear them into office because I did not have the proper tools, and the county knew that.
Okay, and so most recently, a lot of the problems that you're experiencing now are with your budget.
Correct.
All right, so let's, and I know there's a lot, so let's try to, kind of give the public an understanding about what you've been going through as far as your budget is concerned.
So after I finally got settled and started getting things into place, miraculously, all of my staff became interested in other positions. And one of those staff members was my assistant. And so my assistant, the county manager, put right upstairs in the county manager's office. They restricted me from being able to get into my budget. They said I was not able to comprehend. But the problem is, I had so much coming against me. I had people coming into the office cussing me out. I was there 7 days a week. I was there. I would go home and take a nap, get dressed, and come right back to work because I had to make sure that the office was completely in place. I have dry eyes, so I'm not crying.
Okay.
So in order for me to get any idea of what was happening, I had to call other registrars or either put into place things that were in place whenever I had worked there in the past. So I had to really start from the ground up. What was the most disturbing part was when my former assistant, who told me that she had my back and that all was going to be well, when she decided to take the position in the county manager's office or finance department, she had all of these records that I needed to have had to identify with what I was doing. She was able to answer questions. I'm like, how could you answer all these questions? Because this is above your position. Come to find out, she had all my notes and everything. So we had a outpour of that because I refused to allow her to take any of the information with her. Blessedly, I had the opportunity to go through some of that information and learn some of where Judy had left off.
Now, who's Judy?
Judy is the person that I actually won the seat from.
Okay, so she was. Did you work in the office before then?
I did. I worked under the auspices of Lois Mooring. Lois Mooring actually came to my door and offered me a position because I resigned. I was working with Louis Jordan at the time, and Louis Jordan was the first. He and one more attorney was the first black attorneys. Lynn Whitted. And I was able to work with him and Michael Williamson.
Okay.
And so, but we parted. And after Lois found out we parted, she came to my house and offered me the job.
Okay.
And then in later in April of 2007, Lois decided that Judy had informed her of some information that was not correct. She decided to fire me. And so I was fired on the 1st of April, and she even sent me to the unemployment office, gave me references to send to people, and she said the reason she was letting me go was because I made her nervous. But the problem was people would come to the office and ask for my assistants, and I wouldn't even know who they were, and they would ask for me. And so after they took me out of the equation, the county commissioners illegally had a conference. The county manager at the time, the reason I did not follow instruction, because I had been given instruction as to what to say before the council, the commissioners. But I thought that they were trying to be of good faith by sending me a letter saying, we understand, we're going to help rectify this problem.
So
and
what
all
problem
it was
are you talking now? Like, it was this back then or when you took office?
When I took office, whenever they kicked me out of my account.
Okay.
So I have no idea what's been going on with my account. They gave it to my assistant.
So when you said they locked you out of your budget, what does that actually mean?
That meant that they had a new system. It was called, they went from, I don't even remember what the old system was, but they went to a new Tyler Munis system.
Okay.
And when they went to that Munis system, as I was trying to learn everything that was going on, so much was being given in my head, and I kept trying to tell you, it's just too much. I need some time. Give me a minute so I can regroup. I couldn't take lunches. I couldn't do anything. I was just spazzing out.
Okay.
And so what they did is they gave the position to my assistant to take over my budget, and they completely locked me out of it so that I have no access.
So you're not able to see where the money's going, where the money's being spent. And so how are you supposed to, run the office if you don't have access to the budget?
And that's a problem. It's a major problem, because there are so many instances where there has been money that has been removed from my budget, and no one will give me explanation to who approved it, who signed off, why was it signed off without my approval, and why don't I have access so that I could have better control. As we discussed, I have paperwork that proves that my vendor, who I've been trying to get out of, because I felt like my vendor did me a disservice by leaving me and going up to the county manager's office. Instead of them helping me with the transactions that I needed, they taught everything to my former assistant.
So now, what do you mean by vendor?
My software vendor is the person who supplies the software that operates the office.
Okay.
And whenever I had a meeting with the county a week or so ago, and they tried to say that COT was their vendor, but if it wasn't for the Register of Deeds, COT wouldn't even be existent in Wayne County.
Okay.
So without my need, there would be no need for COT.
Okay.
And that is my vendor.
So COT is your vendor,
who is not able to take us to the next stage. We're so antiquated in our office that we're still on typewriters. The records are completely decaying. that's going outside of what we're talking about too. But I just wanted to be known that I am concerned that the auditors who have been the auditors for Wayne County for over 60 years, which I believe is a problem. You have the same people reviewing records, saying what they want to say, and they said that it was okay that Honeycutt blocked me out of my budget and allowed somebody else to take over. But ever since then, every year, there's been a major problem with my services. When I was explained a couple of weeks ago that Honeycutt, which was a former county manager, granted me, I asked for $100,000 to get out of the case that I was in, out of the vendor that I was with, because I saw that it was not conducive for the department. They refused that. Now the former budget director informed me, not the manager, but the former budget director informed me that Honeycutt offered me $90,000, $30,000 for 3 years. I had to, in order to get that money, I had to present 3 quotes from 3 different vendors. I did exactly what I was asked to do. I was refused my CPI, and it's called CPI.
CPI
is the monies that are granted to you for $5,000 and over. So any $5,000 or over, you're supposed to be able to get 3 approvals, and then you know
3 quotes, and then you get the approval.
Now, mind you, the county manager had already granted me the $90,000. Never, in all 3 years, my CIP has been refused, despite the fact that I have followed the guidelines of the county. It's been refused. So that money has been sitting there, and I did not.
So you have not had a chance to use the money.
Well, in last year, the state offered another one of my vendors offered all register of deeds monies to help renovate or preserve their books.
I remember that.
And
because they did a big article on you having done that, as far as preserving the records and a few of the records.
They did an article.
I think it was a news. I looked out. I looked on the news. I was looking up some cases, and I saw that that they did a I think it was a news article.
Okay. Yeah. I try not to watch the media.
Yeah.
Because most of the time I'm being blasted about something not good, so I try to stay away from it.
Okay. Well, I think it was a positive news article.
It was
with you doing that preservation.
And I have proof that I spent well over the amount that was approved. I was supposedly originally it was $2,000 from the state and $2,000 from the county, which the county matched those funds.
Okay.
In July, there was a second round, which I knew that there was a possibility of, and of course I maintained that in my quote.
Okay.
So the second round, the state offered me $2,166. Well, when it was time for the county to match those funds, the current budget director at that time kept saying, well, you don't have the funds. You don't have the funds. So I'm like, well, what happened to the $90,000? Well, it's somewhere,
They said something, because I listened to the recording. They said something about it's a secret account.
Yes, they have a secret account that no one knows about. That was from the current budget manager. Not only did they set up a secret account that nobody knows about, but they had some of my invoices being sent to a dummy address so that I would not be aware that there were certain bills coming in from my department. They went directly to the finance manager and not to my office. I had no idea about it. The one concern that I have is that the form that I received from my vendor quotes that it was 21,000 plus that was paid out of my account that I have no idea was paid out of my account.
Mhm.
And it's also the exact same amount that the county says that I signed for, but they can't show me where I signed for it, what the signage was for, and one of the conveyances that they claim clearly that they did not pay for is paid for. I got the information from the vendor saying that one invoice that they clearly, both of them sat in front of my face and told me that it was not paid for, is paid for.
So why would they lie about it being paid for?
I have no idea. Okay, so my commissioner went to the county manager, and I don't know how much it's going to cause a problem for him, but right now I'm ready to be transparent about everything that I understand.
So commissioner,
my commissioner went to the county manager. The county manager explained to the commissioner that I did in fact have $60,000 left. Let me explain. Where you saw that
spreadsheet,
the evidence that I purchased all of those preservation of records, all of that was in one request. They said that the 4,300, because it should have been 2166 from the state, 2166 from the county. They sent back the money to the state and never matched my funds. Yet they say I had $8,000 in my account, but I have no record as to where that money went. And my concern right now, and just the last year, in June of 2023, miraculously $30,000 showed up in a professional services line item that the month before was zero. Okay, by July, that $30,000+ was removed. I asked, where did that $30,000 go? Who approved the usage? What was it paid for? To date, no answer. Today, this month, because it's the end of the month, I'm watching everything as closely as I can.
The end is the end of the fiscal year, right?
Ended on June 30th. I have to go through records like this every week to try to keep up with what my data is. I submit payments. They don't pay the bills whenever I think they are. So I have no real time of any activity that goes on in my account.
Yeah, because you said, I think they said they don't give you continuous access. They send you a report each week.
Each week, and this is the report. And this is the report that was given to me that added up to the 21,000 that the county says I spent, but I don't have a record of it and where it is. Now, that secret account, the one thing that I did find out that what's the account called? It's the account, it's called CIP. It's CIP. It won't come to me at the second. CIP is it won't come to me.
Okay.
But anybody that knows it's, I gotta have $5,000 or more. But the CIP capital improvement plan is the CIP, where I have to have $5,000 or more. But the secret account that the only people but the finance department can see is called the, what did I just say?
Capital improvement.
It's the capital improvement program.
Okay.
And in that account is where all of these charges that I say that I'm not supposed to have came from. And I'm assuming that's where the $60,000 is. But I don't have any verification from that because I can't see that. And throughout my meeting that I had with them, I kept asking them, where is the money? Show me where that I signed something. I was forced to sign a invoice that I did not want to sign.
Okay.
Because I didn't sign for the requisition to be put in place in the first place.
So what do you mean by requisition?
I had to put in a requisition to request $30,000 or whatever the amount was to have work done. I did not sign for this requisition. It was the prior manager and the prior county manager, and it was the prior finance director and prior purchasing agent.
Okay.
So for all three of those main positions to all be prior positions, to me that says something went wrong. And what I do not want is my former boss, Lois Mooring, is doing everything in her power to show me as incompetent. And so I'm afraid that they're going to try to use all of these missing funds to say that I'm responsible.
Okay.
And this is my election year, and I want the county to know that I have spent none of those funds. And I am asking for an independent audit away from that audit that they generally have, because this is not making any sense. None of it is. Come to find out the other day, there's another $19,000 that it wasn't there all year. As a matter of fact, my professional services line was utilized. Now there's $19,000 in there, right here. I have no idea where it came from. There's $19,000. It was put in this line. I asked yesterday, where is this money? Where did it come from?
Okay.
And how is it being used 100%? I never saw it. So how did I use it?
And it says here it's for printing and
And
binding.
binding. It's not possible. Not possible. And if that was the case, why is it that it wasn't on my list before?
It says printing and binding. But that says 19.
Okay, hold on. That's okay.
16.
Hold on. Because I was shocked whenever I saw it.
Printing and binding.
Here we go again. We're ignoring that. Okay.
So that says 6,000.
That says 6,000. I don't even know where that went. And it was only supposed to be 2,722. How now do I have $19,205? But it's already being used. I have not seen it. I have no idea. There's a $14,000 for this vendor that the county specifically told me that they did not pay this bill. But according to COT, the bill is paid.
Yeah, you sent me that email.
Right. So it's there. So
So when you signed that, I think conveyance, right?
I didn't sign the conveyance.
Not the conveyance, but something you told them that you had a meeting with the county commissioner Williams, I think, and it was another influential person.
It was Andrew Neal,
okay,
who came to my office.
Okay.
And I have proof that Andrew Neal tried to convince me to sign an invoice that I did not approve.
Okay.
And it was not until I received the call from the county commissioner, because I thought we were friends and that I could trust him. And so I said, okay, I don't want any legal consequences for this. So I am going to do as he requested, only to find out I wish I had went on and let them take me to court. Because since I've
They said that we were going to take you to court if you did not sign
right, that there will be legal charges against me. I have a copy of that too.
But what did they want you to sign?
The invoice saying that that I signed for the $14,000.
And so, but the $14,000 was due to what?
That's what the
$14,000
was to help my ex-employee upstairs to get into my computer that I have no access for. She can see everything that I do, but I can't see anything that they're doing.
So who is in control of all of these actions?
The county budget director and my ex employee, which I'm concerned about, because once the county finally, I have spent over $15,000 in attorney fees trying to acknowledge the fact that my constitutional rights have been violated. They're trying to treat my office as though it is a regular office of the Wayne County, but it's not.
It's not.
I don't. The clerk, the sheriff's department and the Register of Deeds office are two entities which are completely outside of the control of the county manager. He made some joke about the fact that, he's the county manager, and if he wanted, he could stop all travel and training. He could do that for every department in Wayne County, but he cannot do it to the Register of Deeds, nor can he do it to the Sheriff's Department. We are not held under the boundaries of them. And that's one thing that recognition is not being given to.
So who are you held under the boundaries of?
The citizens of Wayne County.
Okay.
Because they're the ones that elected me into office.
Okay.
There's only two reasons that the county can do anything to me. That is to make my budget, well, determine what my budget will be, and they made a fiasco out of this. I couldn't live off of last year's budget. I've had about 10 or 12 budget amendments because I didn't have enough money. And at the end of the year, I literally was about to have to shut down the office because I didn't have materials to run the office because I didn't have enough money. So I had to wait and play these little stupid games while there was money sitting in my account. Another thing is, I have a thing called Promedium, where my vital records are paid through them, through Promedium. I have $40,000 worth of records, which is here, and I have nothing on none of my sheets. And because this would be considered revenue, it should be on the top part of my page where revenue is found. You will see nothing that says I got any money from Promedium. And for postage, I had, like I said, it came up to $40,000. I only had $6,000 in my budget. So where's the rest of that money? And the year before, 2023, find 2023 real quick. This is.
And so you got to go through these individuals every week. You can't just look on a computer daily to see what's going on.
No.
And I think you told me you were the only person
in the county of Wayne.
The only department head in the county of Wayne that does not have access to your budget.
And that is exactly correct. And I've been fighting to get.
Why are they telling you that you don't have access or you can't have access?
Because during a county commissioners meeting, it was only one commissioner that fought against that action of them taking me out of my budget, and that was Commissioner Bevan Foster. He's the only one that stood up, and I'm kind of upset because we had other commissioners that have been going through a lot of nonsense, and it's like he forgot.
Yeah.
And when he was going through his struggles, I was right there. But anything the county says, he's adhering to, and I'm sorry. But right now, I got to fight for me.
Yeah.
My budget is screwed up, and I do not want individuals saying that I screwed up the budget. I don't have access to it.
And so you think that they are using all of these tactics to make you seem incompetent, so when the election time comes, which is now, they're going to start putting out this narrative like, well, the budget is askew and you mismanaged the budget when you have not had any. They're spending money without your knowledge. They're putting money in, taking money out.
They're changing the line items. I will put through a line item. So how do I know that this particular line item is out of money? Because you didn't tell me. You didn't give me the common courtesy, and as I told them, it's very disrespectful. I am, whether some people like it or not, I was voted in as Wayne County Register of Deeds, and I took my job and still taking my job extremely serious. I have proof that I have been bringing the Register of Deeds to the 21st century. I have no idea what the prior registrars were doing. The DD 214s were falling down.
And what is the DD 214?
That's private information for veterans only.
Okay.
You have to have key access. You should have key access to get those records. They were falling down. The binders were all tore up. I have pictures that I did not bring, but all you have to do is look on my Facebook page and my committee to elect quorum for Wayne, and you will see that I have made those provisions. I bought cabinets to put those DD 214s in and lock them up.
So when you make those purchases, you got to submit that to, I guess, the finance department and things like that.
Right. Anything like whenever I ordered those cabinets, I had to get 3 quotes to buy those cabinets.
Okay, because it was over $5,000.
It was over $5,000.
Okay.
And then on top of that, what is bothering me also about the $60,000.
The $60,000, yeah. So that's the main point. So they're basically saying that you don't have $60,000, but $60,000 is in a secret account that you can't access because they keep denying you access to it.
Exactly, and they didn't.
Okay.
And for 3 years, I had been granted the $30,000, but yet they refused to allow me to use it.
But now on the record, they said they did let you use it one time.
Okay, right? That was with the grant money that we were talking about.
Uh-huh.
That for whatever reason, Allison sent the money from the state. Well, she sent $2,000. Okay, they told me what they sent back. I haven't seen what they sent back yet. Nobody has showed me no access whatsoever. Okay, and then and again, like I said, there's the $40,000 that I should be I credited to my account. Also,
because that's revenue.
That's revenue.
Okay.
Also, I've got nothing to show me where my preservation funds are. I get X amount of dollars off of every document that comes into my office with the exception of UCCs. Where is it? I don't have it. I asked them, show me. Show me on this paper where's my money? It's not my money, it's the county's money, but I'm responsible for that money. And I can't explain it if you can't explain it to me. I put through a budget amendment so that I could make sure I had funds to cover some of the costs of the end of the year. I had to go without because we had to play the stupid game with the budget amendment. See, what used to happen is the other budget manager, she used to take it, I'll do it, thinking that she was helping me. Only thing she did was hinder me from learning. It's like, I'm the one who needs to know what's going on with
now,
this.
was there supposed to be sort of a transition from like the past registrar or even people who have been working in there who know what's going on? Was there supposed to be some type of assistance or, cooperation on the whole
There
system?
should have been. No seal was purchased, no supplies were purchased because, see, once a new registrar comes in, everything from the old registrar comes to a halt.
That's invalid. Yeah, because the new seal got to say
Constance
the
Coram,
new one,
right?
instead
Exactly.
of the old one. Okay.
Exactly. So everything had to be business
So
cards,
how long did it
letterhead.
take them to
It was
get
Christmas
you that seal?
and it was Christmas and New Year's. Remember? So I was without a seal and such for almost a month.
Uh-huh.
So for nearly 1 month, I was going. I just
You had to sign everything by hand or something.
yes,
like that?
exactly, and I couldn't even go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because nobody was able to sign but me, and they showed no concern over that issue, and it's only gotten worse.
Mm-hmm.
They even said that I was so incompetent. We had, whenever I started, remember the plague, COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry for
Yeah, you fine.
COVID hit, and so my office got hit.
Uh-huh.
And each time I had to close the office, and instead of them giving me credit to say I had enough sense to take care of my staff and the citizens that were coming into the office, they said, well, she was so incompetent that we had to put her assistant over her and close the office down because she didn't know what she was doing. That was a lie.
Okay.
That was a lie. I just wanted to get that out there.
So they closed the office for a period of time?
They did not. I closed the office because my staff was sick. We all were sick. I caught COVID 5 times working at the Register of Deeds. And several of them have caught COVID for a couple of times. But what wound up happening is I had to wind up with a completely new staff because they say they weren't taken, but they sure were offered these great positions after I took office. And every last one of them took the position with the exception of one.
They were offered positions in the courthouse?
In the courthouse.
And so then did you have to hire other people?
I had no choice. And so education became a high priority of mine because people such as Commissioner Daldry, who said he didn't think that my office was competent enough to run the office. So of course I made education my top priority. And I can tell you that as of this September, 2 of us will be accredited. Had I had more money to complete the process, I could have had others accredited. And the problem is, I've had a large turnover. It was hard to get the right people in office. COVID, nobody was working. Nobody. It's just right now today. Like I was telling the county manager, you're telling me I can't have money for my budget, but I can't. I told the prior county manager that I had 8 staff. He pointed his finger in my face and called me a liar. He stood over my face, called me a liar, and they said, prove it. Well, I proved it. It didn't do me any good. What I did ask him to do is to respectfully take his hand out of my face because I thought that was a complete disrespect. I have been disrespected since I have been in office. But I can tell you that most of the people, can I satisfy everybody? No, I cannot.
Yeah, there's nobody can.
But I can tell you that I've made such grave accomplishments in that office. I don't need a piece of paper to talk. I know what I've done. The proof is in the pudding. But I've asked the county commissioners, come down. Come and see what I've done. Come and see that there is organization here. Come and see that for the most part, I don't have attorneys complaining. I have citizens complaining because my former boss, Lois Morin, goes around to different people's homes, sits in their driveway, wait for them to come home, and tell them that there are problems with their deeds or whatever. And a couple of them were her own.
Yeah.
So while they're trying to make me look incompetent,
they'll come in and
then they come in the office. I had a man come in my office in tears. He didn't like the idea, and excuse my...
You got to be frank. Go ahead.
He didn't like the idea that some white woman was sitting in his driveway telling him it was a problem, and it was nothing wrong with his deed. So, and then her twin sister, used to follow me around everywhere. It's been a very stressful situation. She's filed charges against me, saying I hastily approached her and she was afraid I was going to attack her. That cost me $1,800. One of my former employees claimed that I sexually harassed her and followed her home and was harassing her at home. What she did not remember is that the only address that I had in my file was her new address. I had no idea that she had moved because whenever I got the letter from court, it was not the address that was in my records. So how did I know I was supposed to follow her? Cost me another $1,500.
So you had employees coming against you. You had higher ups coming against you. You had former registered deeds coming against you.
And I'm still having her. And she's coming. She's making it like a habit a week to come now. Lately, now that the election is in place, and I was having her escorted. She complained because I was like, "You're no threat to me. So you stay away from me. I stay away from you. You come and do what you want to do," which she could do at home. Yeah. But she consistently comes into the office, and when she wants to, she causes problems. She's vetting my employees. If you're not running for office, why are you vetting my employees? So I know we're getting kind of off track, but it's
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
lot of things.
All
Like,
of it
I feel
adds
like
up.
like I say, my civil rights have been violated because you're not allowing me the same access as you do every other department head. There's not another department head in Wayne County that does not have access to their account. There's not another department head that is allowed to have someone harass them. And I tried to countersue her, and the county wouldn't even let me countersue.
Countersue.
Lois Mooring, because she
sued
she
you.
filed a fraudulent case against me that cost me $1,500 and 18. One of them was 18, one was 15. And then I hire attorneys to prove that my rights have been violated. Somehow or another, out of 3 attorneys, they all kind of went away after they get with the county
County attorney.
Yeah, and
So they have to meet together and discuss. So were these lawyers from here? Because I know a lot of times you have to get people that are not from the area.
no, they were not. I made sure they were not from the area. The only one that was closest to this area was my last attorney. I won't even mention his name out of respect, although I don't think he respected me because I paid him for services, and then he told me he was too ill to pay for service to assist me. But then I saw him with William Barber when William Barber started this case. So that let me know that they got to him too.
Okay.
And I don't know how this is going to hurt me, if it's going to hurt me or help me, but I just want the truth out. I want the truth out that there's a problem with my budget. There's a problem with me having control over my department. They are disrespecting me. It's been a very uncomfortable process. And whenever $19,000 pops up and then it disappears, you say $60,000, but then you don't tell me where it is. I've never seen it. It's never hit my records. And the monies that equal these invoices that you say was not paid by my department are coming out of that secret account of yours. So apparently that's where my $60,000 is. But who's okaying this? So I need the citizens.
So do you have to oversee all the purchases?
I do.
I'm
supposed to. But I mean, there was that last one that was signed by Honeycutt, Allison, and what's her name? The former purchasing director. Where was my name? So why should I have to sign something that I did not approve of? Yes, I was interested at first I acquired a quote, but after I saw what my vendor was doing, I no longer wanted to do business with that vendor. But the former finance director and former county manager decided, she's gonna do this. So I got the grant money. It should have been $8,000 and some check, $8,300 and something, and I only got $4,000. So that was out of the 30. I should have only had to pay $26,000 out of that 30, but I only paid $28,000 out of the 30. Where's the other $2,000 that could have been used for some more work? How is it that I got to put through 3 quotes, but they can go in and pull the money out anytime they get ready, and I know nothing about it?
So who has other access to your budget?
My former,
the finance director.
The finance director and my former employee, who I feel sorry for, because I understand she's doing not only stuff to me, but she's doing stuff to another person of color, and it's a shame that we're still dealing with black on black hatred like that. And that's all I can explain it to, because I trusted her, and it devastated me.
Yeah. Oh, she's black too? Oh, okay. See, all the while you were talking, I just automatically assumed that. So that's we've been talking for a while about this, and you've been telling me certain things. This is nowhere near all of it, so we may have to come back again But I thank you for sharing that, because I must admit, like when I, before I even start really digging into things, that I saw a couple of those articles about, you being, you're the problem, basically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now, for people who been also seeing that from the outside looking in, now you have Miss Coram's perspective on why that it looks like she's the problem, but there's other people behind the situation making it look like you're the problem.
Correct.
And I definitely, don't understand why, if a person that's running a department, everybody else should have, you should have access to your budget just like everybody else.
And I just wanted to bring it out before it became an issue for the campaign, because I believe that that's why some of this is happening, to make it look as though I'm incompetent and I'm unable to handle my job. But I have done more in less than 4 years than has been done since Eula Whitley has been in office. And there have been 4 registrars that includes John Chance, Lois Mooring, Deborah Lane, and Judy Harrison. 4. And I don't know what the heck they did. I'm just being perfectly honest. There is nothing. I see nothing. I see my books, they're crumpling. You can't separate them. You can't even copy some of the older ones because we don't have the paper. I wouldn't even know how. And I have to go to other registrars to try to see if I can get some training from them, because there was no assistance to help me transition. Yes, I worked for the Register of Deeds prior, but I worked as a deputy. Okay. So of course I had none of those in and outs of really running the office. I took office because I felt like I was good for the position.
Yeah.
And I'm running again because I would like to complete the position that I started. I have done work. All you got to do is go to my Facebook page, Committed to Elect Coram for Wayne, and you will see that I have been working diligently trying to satisfy people. Have I been able to satisfy everybody? Do I still get cussed out? Does the color of my skin is still being a problem? It is. But am I doing my job? And anybody that comes in that office that says I'm not doing my job, prove it. Prove it. And I say to the county, I want an independent audit of my account. I have a right to have it because there are just how do you go up if you're paying wages
payroll
every month? How for 1 month do you increase that month and then you go right back down? There's a problem with my account. There's a problem with the money, people, and I need to know what that problem is. I have asked for training. Now they sent me some little cheat sheets. I need hands-on experience. Even if my former assistant has to be the one that trains it to me, I need access to my account, not just read only. I need to be able to go in there and see what's happening, and because on those records it tells you when your next bills are due. I would never be late if I was in my account, but I'm paying a bill. You don't pay the bill. I'm sending the bill upstairs, but it doesn't get paid for another week or so. So that means my line items are off. So that means so you're saying, well, how did you order this and you didn't have any money? Because whenever I looked at this sheet of paper, the money was here.
Okay, I get
so
it.
now,
So
now it looks like I'm messing around with money again.
Yeah.
They tried to say, because I feed people. Before I started, and I know we're getting...
I saw you getting pizzas one day, so I remember that.
But I also put oatmeal and nabs and candy and soup because people are hungry.
Yeah.
And guess what they did?
What's that?
They took my purchasing card from me, saying that I was using the funds from the county to do what I was doing. Wayne County, that was my money. And it's still my money, okay? Every month I go to Sam's Club and buy stuff that I don't even like, but I do it
I noticed that too. You know, I go in there and get like death certificates and records, and I saw like oodles and noodles over there.
Yes.
I started to get me a pat with that. I said, well, nah, that's hey. I said that's for somebody who really needed. But
you'd be surprised that people just come in there just to get that.
Yeah. So you know, I thank you for giving us some insight. We're probably gonna have to revisit this again to clarify some things. I might put a little bit of the documents up there with the video. But I thank you and I thank y'all for listening. Is there anything that you want to say to the audience before we go again?
I started a job. I believe I've done a good job. And I would just like to complete the process that I've started. After that, I'll help somebody else come in, and I will not ever do what was done to me, even if I lose, which I don't expect to lose. I hope that does not happen, because I believe I deserve one more chance.
Now, did you win convincingly in the first time, or was it a close race? Do you know?
With Judy, it was a close race.
Okay.
Now, I must say, for Tina to be a write-in, she got a good number of votes.
Okay.
But that was Republican against, and see, that's another thing. She was a Democrat at the time.
Oh, so
she ran. So I call them Dixiecrats. Because and that's also what the UNC School of Government calls them.
Yeah,
because I went through this class for the Jim Crow and stuff, and they always say I was being prejudiced, but that's a whole nother story. Mm-hmm. I can tell you that there's a lot in this. I don't know if this conversation is going to help me, but I do want you all to know that I have done nothing to hurt this department. And all I want to do is to complete what I've started and to make you proud, being the first person of color ever to hold the position of Wayne County Register of Deeds. And if you saw any excitement, it's because I'm adamant. I really love what I'm doing. I love helping people. My family is very upset with me because I'm running again, because I've been taking a lot of abuse. But the abuse comes with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I thank you, and actually, I didn't know that you were the first person of color to hold these offices. And once again, that shows you. People always say how far we've come, but we're still having first in 2020.
Right.
So that should tell you a little bit about where we're still going, or how far we really have come. Because we're still saying these first. First. African American councilwoman and first female African American judge. So all of these firsts are still an indication of how far we have to go. But I certainly thank you. Of course, I wish you the best success, and I have more of an understanding. I hope you guys have more understanding. If you want to get in contact with me, get in contact with Ms. Coram, you can call me 919-587-7782. or Taylor Publishing House at Gmail, or if you have any insight, input, comments, anything way that you can think you can help Ms. Coram, please feel free to reach out. But I thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and share the video. Peace and love. Thank you again, Ms. Constance.
Thank you. God bless you now.
God bless you.
Thank you. Ooh.